Good morning, Justin with EquinEdge. Back at the fairgrounds. Hope everybody's doing well. A lot of snow down there. That was a once in a lifetime event. It sounded like they got sound like a foot of snow in some places. But we are off the turf today. It sounds like that's the word on the street. So we're gonna just focus on the previously carded dirt races. If you're a new user, QR code up above, 3 free races. Scotty and 2022 NHC champ David Harrison will be live here in about 30 minutes with their NHC show. But we're going to jump in. I thought that Handsome Harold here would be difficult on the front end. You can see taking money. I thought this was I like the horse in the next race. I did. You could double in here. I thought this was really between the 1 and 5. The 2 might be a little bit of a player, but I like the 1 on top. Gets out of the 9 post last out, was on the lead and got pressure. I think there's cheap speed today. The 1 and 5 are both Shane Wilson horses. This one has Guerrero up, faded last out in that 48 and faced much of this group. Many of these are in the same, we're in the same race last out. It's state bred, not a winner's of 3. It's fairly competitive, but I think the one with the shift on the inside post today has speed. Guerrero up front, that was a 48. This drops to a 44. I thought could be really dangerous on the front end. And then for an exacta, I thought the 5 could run on, or if you wanted to double with the 1 and the 5 into the next race, I thought you could use both if you can get a little bit of a price on the 5. It gets back to 6 furlongs, and so has not been at 6 in a long time, really since last winter at Fairgrounds. It came off the pace. So if for some reason the 1 does get too much pressure, I think the 5 can pick up the pieces. All right, let's go to race 2. They're on the dirt here. The turf races, again, we're going to probably skip most of those. I thought Cooking with Catman was dangerous here, also on the lead. We're going to talk a lot about, pace horses today. The Scotty top pick was in a 48 last out on the turf and now off the layoff for Shane. So I think a Shane double here could be really live. Leader of the meet last year, not this year so far, but he did win the trainer title last year. Off a 3-month layoff, back to the dirt, going 2 churns, and at Fairgrounds, broke the maiden in the maiden special, or at Louisiana Downs, broke the maiden here, and then in all these Fairgrounds races, never was able to really get the lead. So Shane Wilson really churned Cooking with Catman around here, been on the lead, can be dangerous at Fairgrounds. I think has the speed. I do like the exacta here, 2 over the 1. I think the 5 is a player, but the 2 on top, and I thought the 1 horse could run into the exacta. Daryl's Bolt here, ran really strong efforts here in a 44 and a 50 in the last 2, going 2 turns at Delta. And Bonnie Burzer, 15%, doesn't show up a lot here at Fairgrounds, but has really churned Daryl's Bolt into a different horse, to be honest, coming off the pace here. I know one on the lead here at Prairie Meadows, but these, really fits here at coming off the pace. So I do think the 2 up front could be tough, but I think the 1 could run into the exacta and you might get a nice price there. So we will skip race 3. I heard they're off the turf, hasn't updated in EquinEdge yet. We're going to run to race 4. I thought this was a 2-horse race between the 5 and the 4. I like Miss Distinctive on top predominantly, but I do think Rockstar Doctor, could come flying late. Not a huge kind of preference here. I like that early couple races a little bit better. And then we're going to jump into race number 6, which a little bit of a value play on Tambourine Star. I think can get loose today on the lead for DeSormo. And I like the SOR drop. I'm hoping we get anywhere around 4 or 5 to 1 would be amazing. Run really well here, but looks to potentially have lone speed if we jump over to the race sim here. And we can see, out on the lead, keeps going. The 3 does catch up there, maybe a player. I thought Tambourine Star, though, could get loose on the front end. Only has 2 wins in 25 tries. Get out to 2 turns again. I'm not too worried about, there. I think Axel on the front end, again, dropping an SOR anywhere from 2 to 6 points, has run great efforts. I didn't think this was necessarily a great state bred allowance group, a great spot to be protected. coming from tougher. And again, hasn't been on the lead when you look at all of these races. So going to be much different today. And I thought could be a big player. I think Axel Sen's out of the gate and could be tough. So that's where I saw some value. And then we'll close it out in race 8. I thought Crawfish Burrow looked to be really tough here on the front end. If we watch the race sim, 38% goes gate to wire. So we like a lot of horses with speed today. We'll see how the track plays coming off all that rain and, what the moisture looks like. But I'm going to go towards the speed here in many of these races. I thought could get loose and looked very tough. Same thing with Crawfish Burrow here. Lightly raced. It's not a great group, for this maiden group. When you look here, many of these have run, has the speed. I thought could be really dangerous there. Ben Curtis ride for DeCoin. And you look here, didn't win as the favorite here, but gets easier dropping into a 44, 6 furlongs again. That's a 4-point SOR drop versus this group. Had a race in open company to start the career and took some action at Evangeline. So I thought could be dangerous on the front end. Mo Vista was the other player I thought here in the 6, to be honest. But maybe underneath a 4-6 exact, depending on the, the value you get, maybe you could box it as the saver. But that's where I had preference was really on the dirt with the turf coming off, and not sure really what that looks like from entries at this point. So NHC show here in the next 20 minutes with Scotty and David. Stretch run tomorrow. I will not be there, but we will have more fairgrounds coverage and action. Good luck. Press your opinion. We'll chat soon.